As we keep a close watch, though, on what appears to be this unwind in the Reddit trade, we are in the thick of earnings season. So we're going to start with fundamentals today. And let's start by taking a look at shares of Alibaba, because we have seen that slipping despite an earnings beat for the company reporting this morning. Total revenue came in at $34 billion, powered by its strength in its e-commerce business. Revenue there was up 38% year on year in core commerce. The cloud computing business, Zack, really the big story in the quarter. The company reported a profit in the segment for the first time, adjusted EBITDA coming in there at $3 million. For the cloud. That's going to be a key number to keep a watch on, because CEO Daniel Zhang has said that could be Alibaba's main business going into the future. Of course, the threat of new regulation clouding the outlook. And on that front, we did hear the company saying today it has established a special task force to conduct internal reviews in light of Chinese regulators looking into what they have described as Alibaba's monopolistic practices. Let's also take a look at UPS right now, because shares are heading in the opposite direction on that front, getting a big lift in the session today on an earnings beat. Adjusted EPS coming in at $2.66 a share on its earnings. Revenue up 21% to roughly $25 billion. E-commerce providing a big lift there. The domestic package business seeing an increase of 17.4%. But Zack, I thought it was interesting. Brian Sazi, just a short time ago, speaking with the CEO of UPS, Carol Toom, weighing in on the vaccine distribution process. Of course, UPS has been a critical part of the vaccine distribution, the deliveries as well. Take a listen to what she had to say about how this has forced her to sort of maybe readjust UPS's business. Take a listen.
Well, we've been in the healthcare logistics business for 15 years. And we know cold chain logistics better than anybody else. We've actually created a network within our network to handle the delivery of vaccines. And it's a very complicated delivery, as you know. But we're pleased with how we're performing. In fact, we've had about 225,000 shipments, about 36.5 million vaccines have been delivered by UPS, and our service levels are 99.99%.
So, Zack, some interesting context there as we look to this process of vaccine distribution really accelerating moving forward. Some additional numbers she provided: 225,000 shipments so far, 36.5 million vaccines delivered by UPS so far. And of course, they've got a lot more work ahead because there just simply aren't enough vaccines that have been distributed to those who are in need right now.
Yeah, and we're going to get into kind of the more details there that we're learning from Pfizer on their vaccine plans as well. But always interesting to see how this impacts different sectors, including the shipping sector that UPS is obviously a large part of. But Pfizer revealing that they expect $15 billion worth of COVID vaccine sales there in 2021. So we're learning more about how big this operation is going to be, not just for Pfizer and the other biotechs, but also, as you're discussing there, for UPS. I think the broader trend, you mentioned Alibaba's numbers there, it falls into what we've seen from a lot of companies reporting earnings this time around, that really, even though you're beating, doesn't necessarily mean you're going to see shares pop. Again, Alibaba shares in the red in today's session. And that really has been kind of the theme we've seen play out. Beats are not delivering the way you would expect, at least historically looking at it that way. And I just think it again is worth stressing here that we've moved into this period where the market's just so forward looking. Of course, that's really when we're talking about fundamental